Well, hello, welcome back to part two. So what I'm going to start out with, I'm not going to show a whole lot of what's going on. I did that in the first one. I'll just kind of show you in steps as I'm getting things finished, another layer finished or whatnot. But I did want to go over, I know I had one person that sounded like they didn't believe it. They commented, which that's fine, I understand. But I'm going to go over what this is made of. So this, I found it on the internet. It's a rigid PVC polyvinyl chloride. It's featuring an engineered vinyl core with a decorative foil layer and protective film designed to look like traditional tile, but with an easy to install, grout-free interlocking system. They are waterproof, durable, and resistant to mold and mildew, making them suitable for wet areas like kitchens and bathrooms, and they are recyclable. Okay. Key components and features: materials, rigid PVC. So the whole thing is PVC. It's an engineered vinyl core with a printed decorative surface like stone or marble. So this is basically printed on to that, and then it's got a clear coat over top of it. So pretty neat. Design: interlocking tongue and groove, which I've already told you. Edges create a seamless look with micro grout lines, eliminating the need for messy grout. The benefits are 100% waterproof, mold, mildew resistant, easy to cut, score, and snap. Durable and can be installed over existing surfaces. On the box of the tile, which I don't have one handy right now, but you can lay it over different kinds of tile. You can just glue it right to it. You don't have to take your other tile off. If it'll not mess up your look, I guess, but however you want to do that. And they're used in kitchen backsplashes, bathrooms and showers, laundry rooms and basements. And installation. Now this is important. It's typically installed with adhesive like silicone. I'm using liquid nail. Can be cut with a utility knife or standard saw. Now here's an important thing that's got to do with us. Is joints in wet areas need sealant to be fully waterproof. So I thought about putting silicone, a bead of silicone down here when I put them in, but this is so tight. I didn't try it because I thought it would make it to where it wouldn't go all the way on or at all. There's some of the places, because of the way the existing trailer wall, this wall has been the hardest so far, where kind of round in places it's been hard to get in there, but I have been able to manage to get it in. So what we're going to do is, after we're done with the shower, I'm not going to be grouting it, but we are going to take silicone. I say we, I mean Robin. She told me she wanted to do it, and it's probably a wise choice because she used to have a painting business, and she knows how to put silicone in and make it look good, not make it look like a kid done it, or say me being the kid. So we're going to be siliconing every joint. I was going to do it anyway, but when you read down there, you have to do it. So if it's just going to be like on just a bathroom wall or a kitchen wall, something like that, where you're not going to have water around it, you wouldn't have to do that. So, but we are going to do that, just to be perfectly clear. Going to put a big bead down here where the shower pan meets the tile. I'm going to be putting some PVC trim, I don't know what type yet, or what design, in the corners, and then we'll end up siliconing around that edge just to be safe. So, but I'm going to be liquid nailing that on also. I'm not going to use any kind of nails in the shower whatsoever. So it'll all be glue or silicone of some sort. So I've already started down here at the bottom. Let me real quick before I start back to work again. I've already started these down here. This wall here is it's a little bit cold where the pipes come up through the floor. I guess I foamed around them, but I guess the cold air still leaks around it. But you see, I got a little shim there. It's to help it set up, and you can see that's got a little play in it. But that will be okay, because we're going to have tiles up here. So it'll all end up locking together. Now, this one here I'm going to have to cut. That'll be probably the first piece I cut, because this first row, they say you need to let the first row sit up for 24 hours. I don't know if I did 24 hours on these. I know I did well over 12 hours, and I checked them before 12 hours, and they were pretty much set up. So this morning I've done those two, and I've done these two right here. So I'm going to continue, and I'm going to do these cuts here. I have not cut one yet, so I may film that just so we can see. I'm going to try using the utility knife and see what it does. If not, and you need to use a fine saw. Try not to hand cut it though. Man, I wish I could use a table saw with a fine blade in it. That's what I really want, and just slip it right through there. But we don't have one. I had one. Somehow I've misplaced it from where I moved to this place back in 2021. It may still be in the building, but I don't think it is. So anyway, that's another story, another day. All right. All right, so I'm going to get back at it. Okay, just wanted to show you. I have a cut piece here. I hope that you can see. That gives you a good idea of what the board is made of, or the tile. It's all PVC, and I mentioned it earlier, the different, like 2 or 3 different things it's comprised of. But it has, see the back layer, and then there's a front layer. See if you see the back. They're kind of a different color. And then the front layer was a computer generated picture, and then there's a sealer over top of it, is from what they said. So it's pretty neat. It is not easy to put in once you get to your cut parts, but I knew it was going to be like that. Plus, of my stuff just being a little bit out of square. But if you can see where I'm at right now, I'm getting ready to put this piece in here. I'm gonna go right here. And then after that, I'll be doing this side over here. And then a cut piece all the way around. And then I could still use these pieces like the one I just showed you. I can't really use anywhere else except I got all these cut pieces going here. I could use it there. So it'll almost all be utilized. All right, now this down here, I got it on, but it's going to have to sit overnight. I'll check it later on. If I can put another row on there later, I will. Slowly but surely. All right, welcome back. It's the next day, and I'm going to start off by trying to finish this side. Yesterday I made a few cuts. I used a razor knife, and although it works, it is very hard to score that. It's a pretty tough piece of material here. So today I cut a piece with my oscillator tool, and I'll show you that here in a little while. Let's see how this fits. Doing a dry fit here. Oh yeah, that is going to fit pretty daggone good. Now remember, I want to have the drywall ceiling here and a piece of trim, so I'm actually cutting these a little bit short so they will fit in easier. All right, let me put some liquid enamel on this one. All right, I got my liquid nail on there. I was putting a line all the way across, but man, I was using up the liquid nail quick, and this will do just as good. Let's see what it looks like here. Alright, I'm trying to get my patterns going the same way. Like this, I'm trying to wash up this way, and the other one's the other way. But it's hard to find them matching up. Like this one here matched up pretty good all the way through here. But that one's close, but oh well. Alright, here's my oscillator tool. These things are really handy. Been around for several years now. And the blade goes sideways. So, and it's, if you get one, I don't know if they all are, but this one is a variable speed. If you can see that dial right there. And right now, I'm trying to do a controlled cut on a line. So I've got it on a low speed. It just works better for me that way. If I was just trying to cut something out, it didn't matter if it was straight or not. I would just do it on a higher RPM. And this is an old blade. But it seemed to cut the first one pretty good. So let's give it a try. All right, there it is. And you can just take this, kind of rake those off there. You could use probably your utility knife to do that. But this will be covered up by drywall and trim. So I'm not too worried about it. All right, let's go do the install. All right, as always, you want to do the dry fit. All right, that's what they recommend, and I recommend it too. Looks like it's going to work. It's going to be hard to get in there though. Wow. It'll be hard to get in there. Now, let's see what happens. Now what I'm going to do, started working kind of good yesterday. Let's tap on it with my hammer and block. Try left-handed. Now, if I can get it to go down some, let me tap it back just a little bit. Right there. Alright. What happens is these grout lines sometimes get out of line, and it's really kind of, sometimes it's me, sometimes it's just the way they're made. So, but I was able to get kind of line, and then remember Robin's going to come back with some silicone to put in here, so she can kind of dress that up and make it look all in line anyway. And it just happens every once in a while, so you have to really be looking to notice it. And it's our shower, so it's hopefully I wouldn't be doing this for a customer. I wouldn't be doing a shower anyway. I'm not obviously not a tile guy. Alright, I'm gonna continue on around here, and I'll show you that when it's done. Okay, we've had a little change of plan. It's going to change the design somewhat, but just want you all to keep in mind. Camera turn a little bit there. You turn that area. Just keep in mind that we are on tight budgets doing this stuff. What I should have done up here is what I'm getting ready to do here and up here. Is I should have went ahead, because how much tile it takes. See, each one of these I had to use a full tile because of the way the tongue and groove is going. So it was going to be wasted. So what I should have done is took the tile and turned it horizontal. And yeah, it's going to change not the grout joint, but what is supposed to look like a grout joint is going to change that, but so be it. So that's already been up there and glued, so I can't do anything with that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do it on this wall, because you have to come in here to the shower just to see it. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this one. This is already a scrap piece. I had to cut that for down here. So I'm going to take this piece, and it's going to, as soon as I figure out how to get it in there. Yeah. Oh well. It does go in there. Anyway, and I'm going to take it here, and I'm going to have two pieces, scrap pieces here. So that will work out. And then I've already got enough scrap to come around here. That should work. So, all right. I'm going to proceed with that. So I'll probably get back on it sometime this week, hopefully. Right now it's getting a little bit late, and gotta go back to work tomorrow. So I'm hoping I'm going to have it worked on before next weekend, but I don't know. It'll seem like mere seconds to you though. Alright? Alright, welcome back. I told you just be a few seconds, but it's actually been 1, 2, 3 days. This is the third day. I went ahead and took some vacation time for the rest of the week so I can hopefully get this shower done and some other things I'm going to get done. So I believe I told you how I was going to turn the tile horizontal and all that stuff. Well, that did not work out. Did not work out very good. So I ended up going back. I had these 3 pieces that were already cut from over on this wall. So what happened was, and I ended up wasting 1 tile this morning doing that. But basically what happened was my tongue and my groove, which the groove is right here, tongue is right here, and the way all my scrap pieces were that I was going to put here and here, the tongue and groove wasn't matching up. And I didn't think about that until after I got the new tile cut. So hopefully I can use it on the wall behind me where the shower's at. And we still got, you know, these to do. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the face here yet. Probably will, but I don't know. I have to wait and see. So I've got this wall left to do, but let me see what I've got left here as far as full tiles. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I've only got 6 full tiles. And the other day I was thinking I was going to have 8. So there's a row there, a row here, and then I'm probably not going to have enough to finish the top. And you have to buy a whole case of this, a whole box. You can't just buy a single tile. So now I do have enough scrap pieces to do here, because I don't have to have a tongue or a groove to do all these. They're just going to be glued on, and then I'm going to have trim covering the corners. But we'll just have to carry on and see what happens. All right, I'm going to get busy. Check it here. It is almost dead on it, which is good enough for me. Let's see here. 1 second. That's all the way over. These, when they make these, it seems like sometimes the grooves in the tongue or the groove is not exactly done quite right. But what can you expect for $60 to $80 a carton? You know what I'm saying? All right. So now I've got to mark for my shower valve. But I need to leave, I got to cut it. I don't want to cut it so tight. I want it to stay right around. See if you can even see this. Probably can't. Thank you. I want to make sure I leave enough room because I got to, if I ever need to, there's a big chrome cover. I can't get to the, but it's big round chrome cover. It's going to cover up everything right here. So if I go ahead and cut right around here where that's at, that'll leave plenty of room if we ever need to get in there and work on stuff. All right. All right, so I'm going to come about 3.5 over, start it 3 inches down, and then over to 7.5, and then back up. So my next piece on this row, I'll just barely have a little bit that I need to cut, not much at all. So, all right, now I'm going to find the right tile, and I'll get it cut and be back in a minute. All right, I just wanted to, I got this dry fitted on here. Here's my shower valve cover that I was talking about. And it goes on here so you can see it's going to completely cover everything, be just fine. Now the only thing that I remember that I'm concerned about is because I've changed so many ways on how this shower walls were going to be covered, that my screws that I've got, excuse me for getting in front of the camera, I'm not sure those are going to be long enough. So I may have to get some longer screws, but that's minor. Because I may have roughed it in compared to the wood a little bit too far back in there. So, but everything else will be just fine. There's and your shower valve handle goes right here. So, like I said, I may have to get some longer. I'm pretty sure I'm definitely going to get some longer screws, but that's no big deal. We can get those. Just got to make sure they're stainless steel so they don't rust. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one on and get ready for my piece over here that I've forgotten, but I had to cut this piece. Well, I cut it, but I may have cut it, this one, a little bit shorter than it needed to be. But there's, like I said, there's going to be trim in here. So, but we'll do that here in a minute. Looking pretty good. Now, let's find another tile for here. See if we can find a good pattern. We're running out of tiles, like I mentioned earlier. Alright. So the first thing you gotta be aware of is your tongue and grooves matching up when you have two sides. There's our groove, and the tongue is down there. So this tile needs to go this way. You have the tongue on two sides, and the opposite two sides are the groove. So what I'm going to do first is I just kind of hold it up here. Well, that's real close. I like to find one that's got that. I'm just going to say brown. I'm not sure if that's what it is. So it's close. See, the only one I've got with brown in it is this one right here. Let's see what it kind of looks like. And it's down here, but that's cool. So the next thing, if we can't match this one up, which I got all my tiles right here. Let's see if we can match up this down here. That is real close. You got some pattern going up through there. And that looks like, let's see, that's a cut one there. And this one, not really matching up. And this one, it's got the corner kind of, that's real close. And it's got a little going on there. I think this is gonna be the one. I believe so. Alright, let me get this cut where I need it, and we'll be back in a second. Alright. Going to get our oh, it goes on like this. There we go. Now I got it right. Get my liquid nail on here. I forgot to dry fit it. So let's see what happens here. This is the hardest one to do. Hey, that one worked out all right. That one flew right in there, made me a liar, didn't it? And I'm not covering the camera up, Emma. This is such a tight area. I don't know if I told you all that. That was good. All right, so now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 left. Let's see if I can figure something out here. All right. One good thing about using these bigger tiles is it doesn't take long to get a section done. There we go. Now, first piece is about the most important one as far as getting it level, because the other ones kind of just fall right in line. Well, that's been my experience anyway. And it's almost dead on again. Surprises me when that happens still. I don't have but a few tiles left, full tiles, so I'm going to have a whole lot to choose from on my patterns, and we're not going to be getting any more right now. Hopefully by the end of the week I can get some more. I'm only going to need, I don't even need hardly not even a half a box, but it is what it is, right? Alright, now this one coming up here, I'm going to take my shower valve off, but I'm going to use it right now to help me if I can. Yeah, I'm just trying to trying to get my pattern. It doesn't look too bad. Make sure I press that in. That doesn't look too bad. Alright, let's see what this one looks like. This is, yeah, it goes this way. I just barely have to cut a groove in that. Hardly none at all. Yeah. Well, I get my piece decided first, I guess. I may put, see, I may put this one here and that one there next. Let's see what this looks like. Hey, that's not bad. Can you see that thing on? See how that pattern kind of matches up? You don't have to match every one of them up, but because if you match, if you can get one at least really close, it kind of, that's what the eye focuses on. It seems like it. I know mine does. I think I will put those two there. And that leaves me one full towel and some pieces. Boy, it'd be nice if I had 3 pieces that would work up there. That'd be awesome. But anywho, let me go ahead and put this one in right here. Let me get me some pencil marks right here. If I just do that, and then I just need, I probably only need about that right there. And then go straight across. Right down. I can always cut it more out if it needs to be. That one there really doesn't even need to be cut. It's the next one. That's cool. So when I put this short piece up here, I'll have to cut my shape. And that has to be a little tighter because that's, what's it called? Discussion. That piece right there, that silver piece goes in as, I think, discussion, like you have them on toilet water lines. Anyway, I think that'll work out good. Let me get all this cut, and in here, I may just cut that out just a little bit. Just take that part out. Maybe. Alright, let me go see what I can do here. Now, hold up now. That really needs to be right there. Is where that needs to be. Almost messed up, didn't I? And that'll still work. Alright, let me go get this cut out. Something I also recommend is when you're putting the next piece in, make sure that you're not pressed too far. You don't press too far back on the previous, because it'll make it to where your groove does not want to go in behind the tongue. I know that because it just happened. So just make sure, once you start a row, I recommend going ahead and finishing it before it sets up. Yep. All right, that doesn't look bad. Well, if we ever have to get back in here and work on it, we got plenty of room. As I mentioned, I just need to find some longer screws, which shouldn't be too difficult. All right. Next piece. All right, as you can see, I got my tile cut and a hole for my shower head. Let's do a dry fit, see how well it fits in here. Oh my, that's gonna be good. It's perfect. That is perfect. Awesome. I think I need to trim just a hair around here, make it just a little bit wider. Went down just a little too far. All right, let me go do that. I'm gonna glue it on. All right, I got that wall done. And remember, I know there's a gap up here, but that's gonna be drywall and then some trim going around. So all I've got left to do is each side of the door jamb, here and back there behind me. So I may try to do that here in a little while and show you on the next video, because hopefully by this weekend I can get the piece of green board that I'm going to need for the ceiling and get that up. Then Robin gets to do her mudding, and Robin is going to be doing the caulking on the joints here. She's going to be doing all the caulking on that. I think I mentioned that already. I'm going from day to day. It's hard to remember what I said from the day before. Alright. So, I may do a little bit more here in a little while. But once it gets dark outside, because I'm cutting it outside, I don't really want to work by porch light and all that. I just wait till tomorrow when the sun comes up. That I can go ahead and get everything measured and worked out. I guess I can do that part. Alright, so I'm glad you stuck around, if you stuck around to this point. I think it's looking pretty good. I don't have the light on in the shower. It seemed like it changed the color of everything. So alright, it's coming along. Or not far from having our decent sized shower. Going from a 2x2 shower to a almost 3 foot by 4 foot shower. That'll be a whole lot better. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon, I hope. God bless. Have a great day.